Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sia, and today we are doing the April budget, which is honestly a little bit late in the month. Today is the 5th, but it's never too late to get your ish together. So let's get started. For April, as you guys know, I do put a little challenge or a quote or something in the budget tracker for each month, and maybe for next year I'll change it. This is the same one that I have for this year, which is totally fine because honestly I forget what I put. But anyways, for Q2 challenge, it says find a way to increase your income. Example, sell things you no longer need, work overtime, pick up a new side hustle, etc. For me, what I'm hoping is that I will be monetized on YouTube before the end of Q2. So that is my goal, and that is where I'm looking to make some extra income. So if you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe to me. It would be really helpful. I am so close to the goal to be able to monetize on YouTube, which is so exciting. But speaking of goals, my goals of the month, and for the budget tracker is usually monetary goals that I put here, but because of this challenge, I think that I'm gonna put one of my goals as become monetized on YouTube, and that'll really be my Q2 goal. My second goal for this month, now I have two things. Like, I have taxes to do, and you know what, I'll just put that. Come do my taxes, or or file an extension. We'll see what I decide to do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to owe some taxes. I did like a draft of my taxes. I didn't put everything in there, but as of right now, it looks like I'm gonna owe around $2,000. I do still have some expenses and stuff to add to it. That'll come down a bit, but that's still like your girl was not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. But it is what it is. Either we're gonna pay them or we're going to file an extension, and the extension will last through October. Whatever, totally fine. My next goal for this month, pay off my Apple Card. So I started paying that card down in March. I did put like $750 on it. Well, I started around 4,000. Actually, I think it was like 4,444. I want to pay that off this month, and it would really work out as long as I get the bonus that I'm expecting to see this month. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. When I get it, I plan to pay off whatever the balance is by the time I get it with that money. Those are my 3 goals for this month. For the quarter though, which I guess we could talk about in this video because it is the start of a new quarter, and in my last video I went over my goals with you guys for Q1, really for the year, but for Q1 a little bit, and like did a recap on Q1. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out first before you watch this full video. But my goals for this quarter is definitely 1, getting monetized on YouTube, which I've already said. 2, I really want to pay down 2 cards, y'all, but that would be $13,000. And if you saw my last video, you would see that I only paid down $5,000 in credit card debt, but I didn't include when I said that I also paid down like $1,000 in loans. Like, I didn't add that together. So it was really like $6,000, but 13? That's aggressive, right? So maybe 1.5. I want to do at least the 6,000 again, plus more because I have the bonus. So let's say for this quarter, I want to pay down like $8,000, $9,000. We'll say $8,000 in credit card debt. I do want to accelerate how much debt I'm paying off, so I'm hoping to like smash that out of the water. But I'm gonna, my goal would be $8,000 to pay off. My other goals for this quarter, I have the Spartan race coming up in May. So just to do that, complete that, it is going to be at Big Bear, and Big Bear is really hilly. So pray for your girl. That's not a monetary goal. That is just like my fitness goals, which you guys know I always make those as well. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a fun time, but I do want to like give it a good try, And speaking of fitness, I'll just add on to that as well that I do want to hit 50 rides on my bike, and I want to do that by the end of April, and I'm kind of close to it. So I think I may have 38 rides already, so 12 more rides to hit my 50 ride goal for the first third of the year, because I want to hit 150 by the end of the year. If you guys remember, I do have my bingo card, and that is on there, and I want to mark that off. And let me bring it over to you guys actually now. I don't really care for you. You guys can see it except for this one. But I have the 150 rides that I want to hit. I have a few that I already hit. Meet my nephew, volunteer, I hit. Good luck on your new job. So I think I covered that last time. I think that's that's it so far, which I'm not mad at. I'm super excited that I can mark some things off on the bingo card. And I'm hoping to mark off the 1K subscriber goal on here by the end of April. That is really what I want it to be, because I wanted it to actually be at the end of March, but whatever. Let's get into the budget. I know I've been rambling again for 8 minutes, and this is why I ended the last video the way I did, because I knew I'd just be rambling some more. For the budget tracker, I have a fresh budget here for you guys. Some of you have asked me like how to set up the budget tracker, etc. I have not done the original setup for you guys, but there are instructions in the budget tracker if you do decide to get it. I know a few of you have. Thank you so much for that support. Definitely, if you need some help with it, leave it down in the comments or email me. I think my email is there, especially when you get the tracker or something like that. But let me know if you need any help. But there are instructions in the workbook. I'm out of breath just because I'm gonna talk to you guys. Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay. My new pay schedule is semi-monthly, which I'm not super happy about. I got so used to and so spoiled with weekly pay. Just that hit of dopamine when the paycheck hits. Just so lovely. Obviously, my paychecks are bigger now, generally the same, but it's not, you know, the feeling is not. The first pay period that I'm gonna put in here is the 10th, I think I'm gonna do first, because I am still getting paid every so often from doing a little consulting work. So I'll put that in there, and then my normal payday, which is literally right behind it, on the 15th, and then I may get paid again on the 24th. It depends on if I'm still doing that consulting work, and then again on the 30th. So for my full time, I'll get $36.80. And they also do reimburse me for certain expenses, but I have just decided to put them in as like refunds for my expenses when I track them, because of course I'm paying them out of my pocket first and then it's coming back. So I'm not putting that in my income, though I could, but I need to just track where my money's going. So consulting work, estimated like $200. I'll put $175 in case I overestimated that. Following week, maybe something similar. And then the next one, I'm hoping we're closing things up, but I'll put like, I don't know, $50 or something for that week. And that should be the end of that. If it's any longer, you guys, I'm going to charge more. I'm going to charge more. And then for YouTube and TikTok, I'll leave that blank for right now. And then for the online budget trackers, I only put that in when I actually make a sale. For my utilities, rent and utilities, I've already set up my budgets previously. What I normally do, since it's already set up, is just copy and paste it over. But if you are doing it new, what you just do is there's drop downs here for your expenses and different types of expenses. If you see something that you want to add here or take away, what you just do is go into your budget setup tab and you'll see these expense types here. And then you'll just add whatever you want that you're missing, like car loan. Like I don't have a car loan, so I don't have this on there, but plenty of people do. You just add it into that, add itself into the drop down. And then in the description, just so you know what you're paying for, and then the due dates that I like to put here so that I know exactly which pay period that I would be paying them in. And then anything extra, the bottom portion is savings and investments. If you're putting any money towards that, which you should be saving, should definitely be putting yourself first. I have a pause pretty much on savings right now, but you'll see me putting stuff back in there because we took stuff out for travel. And then over here we have the expense tracker, which I don't actually, have I showed you guys this in a while? I was about to say, I always go through it with you guys, but I usually just go over the expenses overview with you guys. But yeah, here in the expense tracker, we just add the date, the type of expense, the description, and the total, and that will all add up into the overview so you can see how you're spending your money and if you are staying in line in your budget or not. Really that simple for the most part. If you want to make it more difficult, you definitely can, but yeah. And the debt tracker is similar as well. In this, when you're making payments to your debt, you want to put that in your expenses too, since you are paying that, you know. But when you're doing the debt tracking and tracking how much debt you have and how much you've paid off and how much interest you've been charged, you would put that in here, and any payments that you make would be put into a negative value, and then your savings and investments tracker would be down here. Okay, so right now I'm estimating that I'll get paid $7,760 for the month. Again, I'll get some expenses reimbursed for this month, $200 I should be getting back for my home office, whatever I want to put to my home office. And they reimburse for $100 for health and fitness stuff and for like cell phone utilities. I think in total I may get back like $400, honestly. But let's get into my actual budget. Like, I'm just yapping. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so for rent, I like to split that in two for each paycheck. I don't want to just, wait till the final paycheck and throw it all. That scares me for whatever reason. Oh, I forgot to put in my bonus. We're talking about income. I almost missed that. This portion of my bonus will be $5,000, but that's pre-tax. I don't know what it will be after tax, but I'm gonna say, I don't know, should I estimate just half of that, like 50%? And if I get more, great. I'm expecting to see $10,260, which is just lovely, just lovely. So for rent, we'll put that. And then Apple Music, they already took their money. That came out of, the money I'm holding over. My Peloton is $44. They already took their money. LifeLock, they took their money as well. $13.06. Bank of America, I will have to pay that. And I'm going to say, it says 12th, and I would put that here. But I think I'm gonna process it on the 12th. It'll probably end up hitting from my 15th paycheck. Okay, so that'll be $236. And then Capital One is the card that I paid off last month. So I have no payments. I'm just gonna highlight that in red for now. It may be replaced with something in case I'm missing something, since I didn't copy this over. Hopefully I am not. My lotion, Paramount, they've raised their prices. I think it's $7.99 now. My Barclays card, let's see. So that'll come out of here. My Fed loans is the same as usual, $378.31. Okay, my Amazon Prime is $16.41. Laser Away, I don't have that anymore, so actually I could just delete that. That's paid off, paid off. My gas will estimate $20. My phone bill, which I am on a new schedule for that. That's why it's good to go through this every time, because if things change, you need to make the updates so you're not surprised. Okay, so that is the 23rd now, and I think it'll be like $95 that I pay. My Apple Card, I will update this portion of it because this is the card that I will be trying to pay down, hopefully this month. But for right now, the minimum payment will probably be, it looks like it's on the 26th. So we'll put that there for now. And then internet hits like $26. And then electric, I think we just paid last month. Groceries, my week are these weeks that I get paid now. European Wax Center, closer to the end of the month, cost me around $80. Nails and skincare, like I said, I want to do that more. I said this in the last video, I want to do that more. Will it be this month that I start doing that more? I don't know, guys. So I'll put like $100, and I'm starting to run out of my skincare. Actually, let me put $150. My hair, nothing for right now. Nope, and as you see for April, I have taxes here just ready. So now everything is just basically an estimate. Those are my fixed expenses. After my fixed expenses, I'll have $6,785 left. And of course, this is still including my bonus in there. If I took out the $2,500, I would have $4,200 left. Let's start putting in, oh no, that's not all my fixed expenses, because I had promised that I will be doing more videos this month. So I put 90 there, 180 there. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so now we're at $6,335 left to budget. Now we're thinking about like, what do I have for this month? I know I said I have taxes, and so I have to decide whether I want to pay my taxes now or are you gonna be paid now? Obviously, I can take out of my savings to do that, which is honestly likely what I'm going to do, so that I just pay that back and I don't have to take the hit right now. We'll see how I want to do it, because I could just take the hit right now, but I don't want to do that. And then I'm also supposed to be getting another chunk of money, but again, I'm not counting on that just yet. I do have birthdays this month to think about, so we'll put like $75 there. I do need to buy plane tickets, but we may again take that out of savings, but I need to start putting money back into savings that I owe. So let me put like 200 here, 200 there, and just start, you know, running that. And then what else? Transportation. Actually, I should have my transportation card now for like the bus for when I decide to go to the office, but we are having a team outing, so I do need some money for that. When is that again? Later in the month. $100 for transportation. I have to see how far I'm actually going for that there, and then I'll just put another 100 here. Actually, I probably won't need that much, like 50 there. Family, then maybe I'll put like 50 there and 50 there. We'll see if that's necessary. We gotta put something for fun money before we just completely lose ourselves, right? So I have 1,000 left for this one. So let me just put a general like 300 here and 300 here. So now we have $4,910 left to budget. And of course, like I said, I want to pay down this debt. So for this Apple Card, when I get this chunk of money, I want that to go here. So I'm gonna add that $2,500 there. But in order to do that and be paid off by the end of this month, I need to pay down $1,156 before then. I obviously won't have that in this first big paycheck. I mean, I could if I took out the fund money, but I want to keep a buffer for myself. And that leaves me with $1,254.73 left to budget. I could start putting this money back faster. All right, let me do 200 there and then maybe like 400 here. Honestly, I like to dabble in investments, and since everything is down, I will want to take a little bit of advantage of buying while things are down. So I'm going to use some money for that. Put 200 there. Let me bring this down to, oh, I could leave that, right? And then another 200 there. And these are real estimates. It may or may not happen. It could happen more than planned, whatever. It looks like I still have $854 left to budget from there. So I'm going to now put that towards my next credit card that I would like to pay off this month. So not paid off this month, sorry. The next credit card that I'm gonna work on, which would be my Bank of America card. So I will leave those as a buffer. It will be at the very end of the month that I'll get to put something extra on there. That'll come up again, and technically this will be paid out of that, so I have to put that money towards it anyways. That'll leave me with 612, and then I'll just make this like 500 actually. It'll leave me with 348.69, and then everything else will just go into the buffer. I do have my desk that I need to pay for. I didn't even put in here. So hold on. Backspace. I did not put that in here, although that can come out of this fund money and I will be reimbursed back. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Okay, done. So all the money is budgeted, and you will see here where everything is going. Of that $10,000, I like to do zero-based budgeting. So every dollar has its purpose. Obviously the buffer, there's no real purpose, but it's a buffer, okay? That's the purpose, just in case. Income at $10,260, expenses at $9,111.31, savings and investments at $1,148.69. Again, that may or may not go as planned, but I like to put it in there just to say like, oh, I do have that money for that if that is what I want to do. We got our money going towards our debt. So I feel really good about this. We have money going towards debt and money set aside for some fun. I think we're set for the month of April. What I have been doing though, and I'll copy this here, I didn't do it for March really. We'll do it maybe for April. Is that I calculate how much cash I actually have. So this will take my income and it'll minus my expenses when I update my expenses tracker based on the date provided. Obviously there's no expenses yet, only the income in here. So it's basically saying I have 10,000 in cash by the end of this. That won't be the case. I will update this weekly. Yeah, any notes? Taxes, 4/15. Or file extension, I already put that. Bonus by end of month, and that's it. When we go into the full year tab, we'll now see April filled out in the full year budget. We'll see how the month actually goes, if I make that extra money, if I make even extra money, maybe from the budget templates, or I finally get monetized on YouTube. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. It is getting late, so sorry if I sound like I'm whispering or maybe I'm screaming and I'm just delusional at this point, but I'm about to get ready to go get ready for bed and continue watching Temptation Island, which is absolutely absurd TV. Love you guys. See y'all in the next one. Bye.